Organizers are considering shortening the Canada Day noon-hour concert on Parliament Hill in Ottawa, moving it to a later time or even cancelling it if temperatures put public safety at risk. Forecasters are calling for historic heat this weekend. Sunday's forecast calls for a high of 35 degrees and humidity that would make it feel more like 45. Canadian Heritage is aware the heat could be a health hazard for the thousands of people expected to gather for the festivities on Parliament Hill. "Security of everybody is what's paramount for us," said spokesperson Dominique Dacier. "We'll either try to shorten the show or even push it back to a later hour if possible, so we try to avoid cancelling, but it is a possibility." Members of the public wait in line to go through security screening before being allowed onto Parliament Hill last year. Patrick Doyle, Canadian Press. "We learned a lot from last year should the show go on." Canadian Heritage, Parliament Hill security and the city's emergency personnel have strategies to help people deal with the soaring temperatures, such as more free water stations, including at the security lineup to get onto Parliament Hill, the concert grounds, and Majors Hill Park. Parliament Hill security staff are also working to ensure the lines move faster, and are considering how to increase opportunities for shelter from the sun, Dacier said. Marc-Antoine Deschamps, a spokesperson for the Ottawa Paramedic Service, said many of the changes came about after reviewing last year's sesquicentennial celebrations, when security checkpoints created a bottleneck and long lines for would-be attendees. "I can tell you we learned a lot from last year," Deschamps said. Deschamps said paramedics will have a first aid tent near the queue lines and 2 new ATV units to enter crowded areas inaccessible to ambulances. There will also be a boost in the number of information officers to help people find what they're looking for, whether it's water, the shade or the back of the line. "The last year's long lines in making some changes to this year's Canada Day planning," said Marc-Antoine Deschamps with the Ottawa Paramedic Service. Free water will be available in lineups and paramedics will have a first aid tent near the queue. Amanda Pfeffer, CBC. Hospitalizations expected to rise. Ottawa Public Health said hospitals have seen significant increases in hospitalizations during heat waves. Last year, during a heat wave warning event June 11 to 12, 26 people landed in hospital for heat exhaustion and heat stroke. During a second event between September 23 and 27, 22 people were treated at hospitals. The Public Health Agency notes that some of its traditional advice, such as avoid the sun and avoid drinking alcohol, may be more challenging for people celebrating Canada Day. But people should watch for symptoms, particularly nausea, and begin to look for shade or reach out to paramedics if they need immediate relief. Visitors undaunted. Conchita Crooks and her friends Beverly Reid and Andrea Osborne from Montreal said they won't be cancelling their plans to celebrate Sunday. "No, we won't. We're from Jamaica. What's wrong with you?" joked Osborne. Osborne said she will carry her bottle of spray mist to keep cool, and water. "Drink lots and lots of water," Crooks added. Conchita Crooks, left, Beverly Reid, middle and Andrea Osborne, right, say the heat won't keep them from attending the Canada Day show Sunday. Amanda Pfeffer, CBC. Do's and don'ts during a heat wave though. Drink plenty of water. Don't do heavy outdoor activity. Do wear a hat, light and loose clothing, sunscreen and sunglasses when going outside. Do cool off in an air-conditioned room. Source: Ottawa Public Health.